Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Maples Grove, and Happy New Year. Happy 2026. On this recording, it is the middle of January. I've been seeing a lot of people on the YouTube community, tarot, and witchcraft community who do the, what their plans are, the reset. I do like that new word this year, reset. It's not a New Year's revolution. I know plans for the new year, that's like still semi-new the last couple of years, but the new one's called reset. And I will say this though, this is definitely gonna be a reset for me. 2025 for me, when we go back, I did my sharing. I didn't do full on share, and I think what my body was planning and what my universe was planning for me was totally different. 2025 was a major rest for me. I did, I went to work. My hours were mid-shift. Went home, made dinner. I went to bed early. I've watched. I just vegged out. I napped whenever chance I could. Like, my body was doing a reset. Some of you may know, I have a daughter who is legally an adult. I'm teaching her how to drive now, and I have one other girl that is who's a freshman. So I think the universe was like, okay, you have been juggling on a lot of stuff for the past 18, 19 years. You're gonna have a reset. You're gonna rest, and you're gonna have a reset. So, like I said, I rested. I did a couple things on my altar. That's about it. That's about it. As well as everything that's going on in the world, the elections of last year, or the year before, I should say. So my daughter, who is legally an adult, she turned 18 last year in April. Her and I went to vote. It was the first time her voting. And in the state of Virginia, we have elected the very first female governor ever in the state of Virginia since Virginia became a state in the 1700s. So we are really excited for that. A lot of states across the board, some states that have been Republicans have turned into Democrats that have voted a Democrat governor in a couple of states as well. So it's been really, really exciting, which means the tape's starting to turn a little bit. We just have to get somebody from the White House out soon before, shit's starting to hit the fan. Before we go any further, this guy needs to go. He needs to go. I'm not even gonna say his name, but that's that. So my 2025 was just a resting for a reset for the remaining time of my life here. I am 49 and a half years old. So I'll be turning 50 in the middle of summer this year. So I think my body was just like, you're gonna do a reset and you're gonna start changing not really changing my path per se, just a growth. So, and also going back to some of my roots. So first off, my projects. I did do a show and tell November. I started that 2 years ago. That's gonna be my thing. I've been making stuff for my path. Like certain tools or what have you, I'll be making it myself. It's something that I want and I can't find it, I will make it myself. So one of the things I am planning on doing, I'm still going to buy my candles, but I am going to start making my own on certain ones. So for Christmas, well, let me backtrack. My boss she was getting rid of some stuff. She had like our, crock pot had kicked the bucket at the end of 2024. And so right after 2025, My boss was like, yep. She goes, I got so much stuff. I got like 5 crock pots. I'm like, I'll take one. Free? Heck yeah. And she said, what else do you have? She's like, well, I used to make candles when I was growing up. And I had my kids make them, but she goes, I still have like a small starter kit. I said, I'll snatch that. That was something I wanted to do last year, just didn't do it. So this year, for Christmas, I asked my husband for a um, wax and dyes, and there's a certain look at this certain shape. I am planning on purchasing a couple more, um, but I got these squares. There's a little one in there as well. Different shapes of squares. So I'm going to be making square candles. I'm also going to be making some candles that have certain molds on it. I think I'm just going to do like 2 or 3, and then that's it. I'll be fine. I don't need to go all hogwash. I did see a one that has like a tree with the moon, and I've been working with tree and moon magic in my practice for a long time. Um, I was heavily into the moon in the first like 15 years of my practice. Um, After I had my first kid, still did a little bit, pause, a little bit, pause. So this year's a little bit different where I will be working with the moon more as well as tree magic. Um, so before I get into that, one of the things I will share, oh, that was my man. I'm gonna be doing some journaling on some guides that I have with me that I'll be working with, making some um, writing things down, everything else. And then I got a 2025 planner that it's kind of, I'm sorry, 2026 planner that starts in April of 2025. So once I am done with the planning, I'll be taking it and making like different collage of stickers and journaling, like the pictures and stuff like that. So once it's done. So, but I'm using this for 2026 for the moon, when the moon is Sabbats. Let's see, I'll be posting once a month, so I'll be writing down what I want to post, when it's going to be made, when it's going to be posted, at least once a month. That's my goal. I think that was my goal last year. I think I want to do twice. I wanted to do twice a month. Again, resting, reset, whatever. So I'm gonna do once a month. If I have the energy to make another one in the month, I will do it. So that's that. Journaling and planners. Next thing is okay. So I got this last year. I'll be using some of this in my practice, as well as I've had this book for a long time, and I'll be looking through this and getting some ideas for this year, what I want to do. Um, Kind of like, going back and reflect all the years that I've done before I had my kids, and then what I'm gonna take and tweak it and advance it or growth from it. I might even go back to what I used to do on a couple of days, which is fine. Then I've had this for a couple of years on candle magic, on candle spell secrets to change your life. This is a great correspondence book. Like, this is just fantastic. She actually want to get into shapes of candles in my practice. So the squares, I think I have 2. I purchased 2. One's a copper color, one's a silver of the pyramid. That's been sitting there for a while. I'll be using those. Let's see. Then the next thing. So, hang on. So I'll be working with a lot of trees in my magic. I've been working with trees like the Celtic tree and everything else. I want to work more of trees, the pine, spruce. We just got a spruce tree for a Christmas tree. I have like two small discs from the bottom of the tree. When the guy who was shaking off all there was an extra branch that was really sticking out. He cut that off. My husband grabbed it, so I have it. It's actually up there. I got like a big, huge branch. And then when we were getting the tree out of the house. We just got out of the house like just a couple days ago. So we're in the middle of January. This is January 17th when I'm recording this. So we brought it out. We have a thing of woods out there, so we brought it out there. There was a couple that shook off, and when I swept, I picked all those up. So I got these beautiful spruce um, little pieces, not just pine needles, but like a little, and it's in a jar right now. So we're working with spruce, which I am excited for. My husband got me pine oil. We're working with that. Also my Celtic, as well as hoping some fern. I want to get a hand on fern. I know it's not a tree, but it's an interesting plant that I want to work with. Maple. I love fucking maple. Oak is another favorite. I've always worked with birch. That's never gonna change. I'm probably gonna be working with a little more hazel in a plant called pecan or pecan. I know there's a weird thing of how do you pronounce it. I did find a place that sells the wood chips for that, so I will be might be getting my hands on that later in the year for that and see how that goes. As well as I've always worked with planetary magic, but I've only been working with like Jupiter, Venus, and the sun, and of course the moon. Obviously, I'm going to be going back with my moon, which I will share in a minute. So I picked this up literally just last year. Practical Planetary Magic, working the magic of the classical planets in the Western mystery traditions. I've been eyeing on this for like 5, 6, 7 years, give or take. And then this one, I got this one last year, like right around at the end of September. And I'm on Discord of for Ivy the Occultist on her Discord, and it got voted for 2 books. One of them is this one, The Planetary Magic Workbook, an experimental guide to understanding and working with the classical planets. So we are actually starting tomorrow with this. And one of the planets that's been tugging me for like a year and a half, and this is gonna be it, is Mercury. So I'm going to be working with Mercury a little bit more. I never really worked with Mercury, but it's been tugging me. So I'll be working with that. And then, of course, working with this. The other twist I'm planning on doing, I made last year 4 oils. An oil for Mercury and Gemini during the Gemini new moon. Mercury and Virgo and the Virgo new moon, I made an oil. And then I made an oil for Taurus new moon for Venus and Libra new moon for Venus. So I'm going to be working those oils just to kind of see the difference. But then I had an idea of I'm not going to do all 12, but I'm planning on I want to pick I'm going to be picking like 5, because one was going to be the moon. And it's going to be, I want to pick 5 planets based on my birth chart. So say for instance, the moon was in Leo, in the waxing moon. So I would be going through the meaning behind the waxing moon, and then Leo in the moon in Leo in my chart. I'm going to mix those. I'm going to look at the correspondence of herbs and trees. I'm going to put those in, what oil base for that, and I'll be working with that. Leo's not in my moon and Leo's not my moon, just so you know. But you get the gist. Mercury in Capricorn. So you would kind of see what I'm saying. So I'm going to pick 5. One of them is definitely the moon, because I am, with the planetaries, I'm going to be going back to working with the moon. I miss it terribly. And I've gotten so great results for it. And I kind of tried other stuff without really working with the moon for the past on and off in the late 20 teens. Kind of fell off the wagon, did it a couple times. I've come to the realization when it comes to the full moon and whatever zodiac it is, it's too much for me. It really is. So if it feels right, I will work with. If it feels right of what I'm going for, I'll do it. I'll add the zodiac. So like say we just had a Cancer full moon earlier this month. It's funny, I'm a Cancer. If it felt right with the cold moon and it felt right for what I'm going for, I will do it. I will add to it. If it doesn't, I will no. I understand there's a lot of potency to it, but to me it's just too much. So speaking of the moon, I saw this in Llewellyn's website back in like March of February, March of last year. I'm so fucking stoked on this one. So you got the Llewellyn's complete book of correspondence. I think I got one that's The Plants by Sandra Kynes. I do not have the correspondence. I remember looking through it. I'm like, it's okay. I got other books for correspondence. I'm good. But this one came out, Llewellyn's Complete Book of the Moon, Lunar Wisdom for Magic, Healing, and Inspiration by Jessamine Angelica. This is quite big. And it has, you got the tip. So let's see. You got the contents. I'm going to be doing another video of what's inside this book. And I'm hoping to do a video at the end of the video what I've worked with through this book. So, yeah, Celestial, what is a Lunar Witch, the power of the moon, self-dedication rite of attunement to the path of the Lunar Witch. Yeah, so I'm not going to go too much. I'll do a separate video for this, but this is a thick book. So planetary magic, the moon, dream magic. Dream, and speaking of the moon, dreams. So I used to dream a lot. And my dreams have been coming back on and off the last 10 years, but it's really been popping up. So I will be working through this, complementing with the moon energies. And then with what's going to help me with making my, the correspondence of my natal chart, making some of the oils or the herbs, Heavenly Bodies Astrology, the deck. I've had this for 5 years. I went through it. I did a little reading, and that was pretty much it. So this deck, hopefully you guys can see it. Venus. So you got the planets, then you got the zodiacs. Let me know if you guys want a walkthrough with this. Here's the backs. Got the trine. You got the 12 houses. This is the house 10. Structure, discipline, lifts, mission, accomplishment, and career. So this is another way of me doing my oils. They even have opposition. They got Chiron on this. Yeah. Fixed, mutual, and the south node, north node, the 4 elements on here. I mean, really, yeah. Sextile, mutual, conjunction, square. Yeah. This is his Earth. So So yeah, so this is gonna help me make some of my oils or herbal blends. Like I said, I'm gonna pick 5 this year and see how it goes. And might go, might, and then might go on. So yeah, this deck is called Heavenly Bodies Astrology, the deck. So it comes with a little book. I do have it somewhere. Oh, I think it's right here. Yep, comes with this little book. So my decks, the 2 I know oracle wise, I haven't figured out which tarot I'm gonna do. But the 2, the ones I just got, and that is Oracle of the Witch and For the Love of Dragons. So this one is gonna be like a little bit of divination, but also magical workings for that card or two. What the messages that my guides want me to know about and work with. And then this one I am planning on doing like color magic or making jewelry based on the colors or making a artwork for my altar based on these colors. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Pretty stoked. So and then what's the other thing? I think one more, well technically 2 more. So last year I want to make my own album. Like I said, last thing we said. So that's gonna be I'm holding for this year. I haven't quite, if anything, I have the thought of it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. As much as I would love to purchase the, because I've seen them on Etsy. There's some nice cheap ones, and then there's some that it has the alum with the actual tree bark. So much as I would like that, that's coming from like Ireland, and that's my ancestry. I'm a Gen Xer, so we rather, instead of spending our money on that, we'd rather put it somewhere something else. It's that real guilt. It's our real guilty thing that we have. 10 even 10 years ago when I looked at it, I'm like, so I am planning on making my own OM, but I want to make them special. So my mind, I have a couple ideas, and then the other thing, you got the witch's charms. So one of the things I'm planning on doing is, because you have jewelry making, and there's like charms for trees. So you got the birch leaf, you have pine cone, you have an oak leaf, you have, so I am planning on making my own system, divination charm system based off of trees. The old one's gonna be a little bit is a different system. I actually want to make my own based off of where I live in Virginia as well as New England. Most of it's gonna be the Northern American Eastern, but I'm gonna add a couple from Washington State and Oregon, and maybe a couple from Colorado because we did live there while my husband was in the military. So I would add a couple there, but the gist of it is here in this northern eastern part of the United States. So, and then missing one more thing. So there's a lot of like, I am planning on making a vision board eventually, but I came across this wallet, and I still have my other wallet. It's still good. I'm not gonna switch anything, but this is just a card. It's not my card of the year or anything like that. This is gonna be my magical wallet. Add crystals, my tarot card of the year, I technically have two tarot cards of the year. I did one that was a pull, and then I did the adding. You know, you take your birthday and then you take your month and your day, add it, and then you add 2026. And then you do the math, and that's whatever the number is, that's the major arcana. So I have two different ones that I'm very, very stoked on. So, and then I did an animal card for the year too, which is the cat's not it. I can tell you that right now. The kitty cat is not it. But yeah, fit in there. I can fit sigils. So it's gonna be my magical wallet. There you go. And then I'm going to be revamping my prosperity and abundance altar. And there is a goddess that I've been working on, but have never dedicated myself. And that is what I'm planning on doing this year. I've been working with this goddess for a while, for a good 15 years, and it's time. I literally had a voice in my head, you guys, what have you, and people saying, it's time. It's like, okay. And that is my 2026 plans. I am absolutely freaking excited. I'm very well rested. And that's all I have today. And again, happy 2026. 2025 was not bad, but it wasn't good. It wasn't great. So 2026 has also started kind of weird. I do find that the last roughly 10 years, especially the last 8 years, every time there's a new year, we transition to a new year, there's just stuff going on within the first 2 or 3 weeks. So, yeah. So for some of you who thinks that, not think, but kind of like, we're gonna start right then and there. Your New Year's plans or whatever have you. It doesn't always that way. Have some plans in your head. Give it 2 weeks, a month after the New Year's, after the holidays. Winter is all about resting, but also especially January it's just really resting. So keep that in mind from here on out. You don't have to do it right away. So without further ado, guys, I will see you later. And have fun at the Cove.